Apparently, a lot of anime movies I watched lately, including the ones made by Studio Ghibli, were distributed by GKIDS. Since I'm not going away from them anytime soon in my anime exploration, I may as well say, with the April showers having brought May flowers, I thought I'd check out an anime movie about weather called Weathering with You. Was it a storm that managed to be calm, or did it sink like gallons of water strong enough to break a sturdy dam? Before we approach the stream, I got an umbrella to use as a spoiler alert so you can avoid getting dampened while you still can. Well, tut looks like rain, so it's time for me to bring out the sunshine right now. Hey, I'm Owen the Fictionboy, and here's my review on Weathering with You. We start our story at a Tokyo full of rain, and a teenage girl named Hina Amano saw a literal ray of sunshine at a shrine as she was beside her dying mother, who was being treated in the hospital. Upon leaving the hospital and going to the shrine, she was briefly transported to what appears to be a world in the sky after going through the gate. Meanwhile, teenage boy Hadaka Morishima was running away from his home, moving to Tokyo, and on his ferry trip, a storm hit the boat, yet Keisuke Suga, or simply K, a man who runs a small publishing company, saved him as well as ate together, and knowing Hadaka was searching for jobs, K gave him his business card, should he ever consider it. As if not finding a job as a runaway miner wasn't hard enough in his new life at Tokyo, some thugs kicked him out of his lift lobby shelter. He found a gun in a bag. He decided to hold on to it in hopes it's just a toy, and he first met Hina in a certain fast food place, who offered him a sandwich for free as she felt bad for him. With no other career options, Hadaka bit the bullet and went to Suga's place, where he first met Kei's niece, Natsumi, and at first, he thought he was the mistress of the house, but she's not, as the Sugas were currently investigating on a sunshine girl, and Hadaka's job at their home is doing household chores. Not long after getting his new job, Hadaka saw Hina getting bullied by the thugs from earlier, and afraid they'd cause more trouble for the girl, the boy fired the gun he took. Everyone knows it was a real gun, and Hina scolded Hadaka for the risky stunt he pulled, saying she needed the club job for money after getting fired from her fast food job. Not because of their first encounter, though. Despite the argument, Hina took Hadaka to the shrine and showed her powers of controlling the weather by clearing some of the rain. Aside from Hadaka realizing Hina is the Sunshine Girl, he reveals that he's a runaway while the girl said she'd be turning 18 next month, surprising the boy. As Kei wanted to see his daughter and people had been seeing fish in the rain, Hadaka met up with Hina at her place to start a fundraiser to clear the storms for special events taking place in Tokyo, and we also get to see her younger brother, Nagi, who was also in on the fundraiser. The first clearing was a huge success, especially when the kids received more money than they expected, and they continued their business to gain smiles to go with the money. Kei was shocked about Hadaka's other job, and he was even told that paying a kid so little is a crime, which shouldn't surprise him about why Hadaka was doing his extra job more than his original job. On the kids' semi-final rain clear before their big break, Hina expresses her gratitude of what she's been able to do. The Sugas also hear from the elderly of the legend of the Weather Maidens, how the ability to control the rain comes with a heavy price to pay. In addition, officers were on a case of Hadaka's incident with the thugs, but let's not worry about that right now, okay? Since the kids' final storm clearing would be for Kei so he could play with his daughter at the park. Hina's birthday was nearby, meaning Hadaka had to buy her a gift, and despite failing to get good answers both online and from Natsumi, he did like the idea of getting a rein for her. After the clearing at the park, Hadaka was about to give Hina the rein and admit he loves her, yet Hina transported briefly, and when she came back, her body was becoming more, shall I say, transparent, and she tells us the audience and Hadaka, on how she became the Sunshine Girl, and did so in hopes to walk with her mom and the sun one last time. Hadaka was in Hina's shelter once more, but the police arrived for Hadaka since his parents filed a missing person report and had illegal possession of a firearm, so the boy hid in the bathroom while Hina denied to the cops of his whereabouts and tried to explain why she and Nagi living without guardians shouldn't be a big deal. She was afraid of Hadaka going to jail and Nagi being taken away by social services, yet Kei had come to the rescue, laid Hadaka off from his job as well as paid him huge, and the police were also after Kei. Left with no other choice, the kids agreed to run away, and if the weather having gotten worse due to torrential rain, unnatural cold, and the sudden appearance of snow wasn't bad enough, finding a place to stay was a chore with the kids not meeting the requirements. Upon cops laying hands on Hadaka, Hina unintentionally struck lightning at a police van, and once the kids finally found a hotel as their temporary home, they were enjoying themselves for the time being, and at midnight, Hadaka decided to give Hina the ring to celebrate her birthday, but no happy cheers yet, since her body became more transparent as she used her powers. Alas, when the boys woke up, Hina was gone, the cops took them, they revealed that Hina fibbed about her age, Nagi had to go to school with a cop watching him, and with help from Natsumi, Hadaka was able to race to the shrine gate to see Hina again. Some cops and Kei thought the boy was nuts, yet he fired another bullet from a gun to show his sincerity. He quickly reached the gate, found Hina in the sky world, confessed he wants to be with her, no matter how rainy it is, and the two made it back to land. All three kids were arrested with Hadaka having probation for 3 years, and after those years passed, he explained to a customer who requested service from the Sunshine Girl fundraiser 2 years ago that the business was no more, and upon finally seeing Hina again, he assured her that everything will be okay, thus ending the movie. Well, this was an anime film, alright, that much I will say, for now. The animation was great. I liked the main characters, especially as Hadaka and Hina are a great young love couple. And the voice cast was satisfactory, though what really makes this movie stand the test of time is the themes of living alone, struggling with work, and most importantly, how the weather does impact the moods of people like you and me. One noteworthy detail is that throughout the film, if you paid attention, Hina gained a necklace when receiving her Weather Maiden powers, and after Hadaka saved her and they returned to land, the necklace broke as it represents that her connection to the weather is broken. Also, when Hadaka first fired the gun, I was absolutely speechless, and that's a good thing. However, when Hina fired her lightning bolt, I was like, holy, as that was literally and figuratively a powerful scene. Having gotten all of my positive things out of the way, you guys may not like what I'm going to say, but I have to come clean. I can't call this a masterpiece. Now, before anyone acts rashly in the comments section, please let me explain why. I think this movie is, mostly, great, yet I think it's a bit of a stretch to say it's peak and one of the best anime movies ever made, as I have a few things preventing me from loving it as much as I wanted to. For starters, there were some weird product placements such as Pepsi, Honda, Yahoo, Apple, and McDonald's. Gee kids, where the HE double hockey stick is your money going towards? Regardless of that, another drawback is that Hadaka seriously didn't even try to explain to the cops that the gun wasn't his, and Kei really didn't believe in the Weather Maiden after everything that's happened. And those things tie into my biggest problem with this movie, the pacing. It's roughly 2 hours long, but it kind of feels like 2.5 hours long, and if there was more time on the leads' relationship and less on the unimportant drama, I would have enjoyed this movie even more. So how can I best describe my overall thoughts on Weathering with You? Well, if I gave ratings via letter grades, I would give it an A-, although I really wanted to give it an A, an A+, or even an S so badly. But I just can't lie and have to show some tough love, or in this case, tough like. It's a nearly great movie, but don't get your hopes up too high like I did, so because of that, I will give it 4 3/8 out of 5 stars. There might have been some rain in my parade, though I can still recommend that it's worth watching at least once. Even when you are blue, try not to forget that some shine will always come through sooner or later. I'm even more eager to see how GKIDS impacted anime for the greater good as I continue my anime exploration. Still need more fiction? Then please give this video a like, subscribe, share, and turn on notifications. Also comment below and follow me on Instagram for teasers and thumbnail previews of videos to come in the future. Thanks for watching, see you again soon, and good night-o!